Hi.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Anitra.
And welcome back to
our challenge reaction / review video.
Yeah. Big Brother was celebrating because three
for three
people from the Big Brother Alliance have their skulls. They only need Amber
That's a good number
to get hers. They
and
did
Lolo
not
too.
mention,
Remember, because they
did not mention Lolo this time. So
they didn't.
I don't know if they're counting her anymore.
Ooh, the T.
Yeah. Then we move on to Amber M and Corey talking about their partners
The
now.
cursed ones.
Corey said 2 negatives make a positive, so
that's true.
You never know. Maybe they'll be able to figure something out. But Kyle's
I
doubtful.
don't think so, and I'm doubtful too. But we'll see. We'll see. It would be cool to see it. Yeah.
Then we moved on to Gabby and Fessy flirting it out.
What do you guys think about that? Are y'all shipping it?
I don't know how I feel, you guys. I watched Big Brother with Fessy, and I know him and Haley were together supposedly during the season, so that does not sit well with me.
It seems like he has a type. She was telling me, like, he might like those girls who don't like him, who really play hard to get. And I was really liking that about Gabby and Fessy, but if it's a repeat,
it's definitely a repeat because
it belabors it.
Haley played hard to get with him, and it took him forever to win Haley over. And here he is with Gabby doing the same thing, and Gabby at this point was just, she looks smitten in my opinion.
As much as I go for Aneesa, I'm like, she's given Fessy every reason to get rid of her. So I am kind of interested. I don't know if it's because I saw Devin talking to CT about trying to get CT his skull. And I love CT and I'm rooting for CT, but what?
Dumb.
So that kind of made me want Gabby to go ahead and get Fessy. Because it did.
I get him wanting to put Josh in, but if you give CT his skull, guess what, Devin? You're probably going to be next in line to be thrown in.
For someone who always says Big Brother sucks, you need to have some Big Brother thought process right there, because they know you want to keep your shield there in front of you because they're protecting you. Josh is your shield. He's the weaker person. If you get rid of him, guess what? You're next.
So it's good to have CT on your side, and this is a good plan. But I would do this later, like not right now. I don't want her to pick Fessy because I don't like his reasonings. He was just like, I just want to get back at Devin. He didn't say it was to get rid of Aneesa. If it was to get rid of Aneesa, I could understand.
You would have rather him said that? That would have been mean.
It would have been the truth. So then we get to Nam and Lolo, and there's just
couple counseling. They're trying to make it work.
Trouble.
I think they just need to split.
They want to make it work, but you know, they didn't have, it's not like a relationship.
They're not married. This is a partnership in a game. This
is like that 90-day fiance scenario where it's like you didn't know each other, so
it just didn't work.
Yeah. So then we move on to Amber B. She's regretting that she didn't go in with Teresa, and she's confiding in Big T about it. And
which, you know, don't regret that, because I'm sorry. I really do think you would have went home. I don't think that was the one for you, so I think you were smart to turn that down. So don't regret that.
And Big T was being such a good friend to her and like encouraging her and letting her know her time's gonna come.
And then our good sis Gabby
came in and was just like, I don't like Amber B. She's fake. Same thing that she's been spewing the last couple of episodes.
Song, yeah. And it's getting old, sis. It's like, maybe she really was disappointed. Maybe she really is scared because it is getting down to the wire.
It's very weird the way that she's feeling, the way that she's flipped, and like she's like the only one that's really talking about Amber B. So it's just
Amber M isn't even talking about her no more. Yeah. It's like, why are you?
And Amber B's not talking about Gabby. She doesn't have a problem with Gabby. So when it's like that, you have to kind of side eye it and be like, what's your real problem?
I don't like it. You're too good for that, Gabby. Stop doing that. It's not a good look.
So then we go into the challenge. Very interesting challenge.
Looks cool.
Lots of opportunities to throw people under the bus.
Yeah, don't like that part necessarily.
Yeah. Or not throw people under the bus.
Fire alarm.
But to really sabotage some people. And I predict that Gabby's going to sabotage Amber B. And maybe that's why they showed her hating on her once again.
Which, stop spoon feeding us everything. Challenge executive producers or showrunners. We're not dumb. We don't need y'all to show us the buildup of all of this. Just let it happen. The fire alarm is mad. We're mad. Stop doing this.
And
we're not
Lolo's
stupid.
running very fast. They just started, and she
out
is
the gate.
Cheetah.
They're running. There's a whole bunch of holes. We didn't even realize there were so many holes.
People are trying to sabotage Devin and Gabby. They only have one team that is on their side that we saw.
Kyle and Cam. And Kyle and Cam had the strategy. They should start at the end. I think they probably threw that strategy out the window. Don't know how that worked. There were too many holes.
Josh and Nany end up finishing first.
They're working with Big Brother. Big Brother sticks together.
But Devin and Gabby are still very close to finishing.
Devin got smart. He said, we need to search the holes that are covered up because nobody's going to leave our puzzle pieces in an open hole. Everybody's against us.
If they get finished soon,
they have a chance.
They could win.
Yeah. So Nany really wants her skull. She's like, leave me alone, Josh. I'm going to put it together and I'm going for them.
Me too.
Let's go, Nany.
Go.
It's been 10 years. Welp.
Exactly.
Wasn't exactly going for him this time, but I ain't mad at you, Devin.
They were not even close. Like, they didn't get all of their puzzle pieces till like 5th or 6th. Nany and Josh completely took themselves out. It was sad.
I don't know what they were doing. It didn't really look that hard. It looked like it was a V, and then it was the eyes.
And she knew it was a V.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what happened.
Congrats to Devin and Gabby for being smart and like, hey, you figure out the top, I figure out the bottom. Trusting each other. That's what that was. That was trust.
CT and Big T were so close.
This makes it interesting because I wonder what Devin's gonna do. He was talking about giving CT, throwing him a bone. Like, we're gonna see.
Are you gonna do that?
Is it a girls' elimination or what?
Is
he gonna give? Is Gabby?
Fessy?
But the thing is, he can't do what he wants to do. Like, if Gabby wants to go in, they're both. It's a two-way street. So if Gabby wants to go in and get her skull, there's that. So I think it's gonna get juicy. Well, we seem to have found ourselves in a bit of a pickle.
Devin maybe should not have won with Gabby.
And you know what? That's why Anissa chose Fessy, and she said that. She said both of them had their skulls, so she felt like people might not throw them in. You know, they might not need to go in. Even though we're pretty sure he probably gonna want to get rid of her as soon as possible. She was smart because the thing is, Devin has his skull. He has no reason to ever want to go back down there again. He has a partner that does not have her skull. Yeah. She wants it.
She wants to go down there.
We understand
she is
that.
Not wavering. She is pissed.
It just sucks. I wish my boy would have been thinking ahead of time.
He should have just let CT win that on his own, or just like anybody probably win that.
He should have came to the conclusion that I don't need to win unless it's a rogue agent and it's a sure thing. It's a girls' elimination, because otherwise I'm gonna be in a tough place.
So we start off with Nany and Leroy talking.
Oh yeah, that was nice. The siblings.
About how Devin has like no power, even though he just won and got power. He still has no power, even though he thinks he does.
Nany been spitting on facts this whole season.
It's just like it's only a matter of time before he gets put back down there again and gets sent home. Her saying that to me really just shows that he played this week way wrong, and he should have been positioning himself better in the house.
Yeah, but instead he was digging a hole for himself. He is on thin ice. He's gonna go
he should be worried. Yeah.
If not this week, like he might go this week because Gabby wants to go in, and we don't know what happens when partners can't agree.
So then we see the people with the actual numbers come together basically and be like, so what are we really going to do? They're like, we want to put in Amber M and Corey. But then later we see Casey talking with Nam and Lolo. And Lolo's talking about she wants to go in because she cannot be with Nam.
It's bad, y'all. This environment is just not good for her. Me and my friend, we were talking about it earlier. It's just like, it's bringing out the worst in her. It was just really tough to watch, especially when they went to the liberation. This man just said, I'm holding her back.
I'm wondering if I'm missing anything, but what I see is her
pointing the finger
at him and why he's a bad partner.
And then saying he won't accept any accountability.
Yeah.
And he's blaming her for everything.
He's been doing nothing but just taking it and being like, well, what can I do? What do you want me to do?
She's like kind of verbally abusive towards this man. So
she's like, well, we need to get permanently away from each other. So bye, or whatever she said. It was just like, that was too much. Like he's so nice and calm and just doing his best and trying to make it work. And that was a lot to see. I don't think he deserved that.
And she's crying and she's like, get me away from him. But you know, the game doesn't work that way. And in my opinion, you're shouting why people need to keep y'all together. You're not working well together. You're not going to win anything. You're not a threat to anyone.
That's true.
If you're together. So why would people break you up?
They don't have the numbers. They don't have the friendships in that house to be sent down. Lolo says she's been building relationships. I don't know what relationships she's been building because Big Brother's not even counting her in their alliance anymore. I think it's going to be Amber, M, and Corey.
Yeah, which is going to be a little bit funny for Devin, who just thought that he could just, what do you call it? Stronghold everybody, strong arm everybody into doing what he wanted to be done. So
what are you going to do now, Devin? That's the question. And
are you going to throw everybody in? Yeah.
All right, you guys, we got it right.
We got it right.
Devin
was not happy.
No, he does not have the power, and not only does he not have the power, but he pretty much only had like 2 people, maybe 3.
Vote
his way.
It was a landslide, bro. 3 people. It was CT, Kyle, and we don't know how Nam voted. Yeah. Nam may have voted himself. So then you would have just had, then you would have just had CT and Kyle, which is just like Nany said, you don't have the numbers. It could go either way.
It's weird because as soon as he got the information, he's like, okay, well, let's put in Cam and Let's put in Cam.
He's
But
just
this is
throwing out
like
names.
weird. This
Like-
is like weird stuff.
It's like, okay, but you're afraid to go down because it could be guys. So now you're so mad that you're going to throw your dude Kyle in there and he could potentially go in. You're not thinking at all, but thank God, thank the heavens for Gabby, because she is the like only reasonable person on that team. And she's like, what are you doing?
He's lost sight of the goal of the game. Like, he's
It's
not even
scary,
thinking about
you guys.
the money.
It is scary.
It makes me sad because I'm like, I wish that Wes would have stayed now, because Wes would have never lost sight of that goal of winning that money.
I still don't wish that Wes would have stayed. I don't think they're interchangeable, even though they're similar people. I'm glad to have seen him made it this far on a challenge. You know, it's the second time since his debut. My thing is, you know, just go home, my dude, and because if you keep playing like this, I don't see how you're going to make it much further.
gotta
So
get
I'm
your
saying,
priorities
go
in
home, my dude, and figure out how this game, how you need to play it for longevity. You do great when it comes to individual things, and you give us a great show, but we actually want to see you make it to a final again and maybe potentially win.
And this was like an opportunity for you to do that, but you are sinking your own ship.
So maybe not try to give CT a ticket to the final. Maybe not do all this maniacal.
Let Namalolo get to the final. Like, that makes no sense as well.
Yeah, so
but here we are. Amber, M, and Corey are down there.
it's a hall brawl.
Hall brawl. But we don't know who they're going against.
I just feel for Gabby because I know that she wants to go down there. I know she could probably beat Amber M. So it just sucks. I don't think that they're going to risk it. She's having Devin's back. So it might be Nani and Josh that go down there.
We'll see. She's ready to hall brawl.
Well, let's go.
Devin is an evil genius.
Oh my gosh. The blind side of it all.
He put Amber B in there against Amber M. How could he?
Battle of the Ambers.
It's epic.
Not really. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I just don't.
We was just complaining about how she wished that she would have went down last week, and she was worried about, you know, getting her gold skull. And here she is.
Devin went, and Devin and Gabby gave her this gift.
Handed it to her
against Amber M. Like, that was so sweet of them.
They didn't have the blind side, you know.
Yeah.
And that could come to bite them in the butt, because Amber B's like, okay, I see y'all.
We love Amber B. We're here for her to get her skull. We like Amber M too, though.
Yeah,
she is fierce.
She has such a great attitude.
She's feisty. She's a straight shooter. I love Nani and Josh. They was hyped. They was mad. They was like, no, put us down there. And you know, Devin kind of had one of those Pauly Calafiori moments, except I feel like Pauly actually had a reason for not going down there against Kyle.
For sure,
there were no gold
100%.
skulls involved, so he would literally be putting his game on the line for nothing but pride. This dude, though, it's like,
you talked all that game.
you wanted to get revenge on Josh. You had, I mean, I guess he knew
But
that
now
he would
I
be.
know why he didn't do it, because he would have been helping Nani get a skull, which is like not what he wants to do. But it's like, man, you screw your partner. But your partner was talking about she was scared to go in. Oh my gosh, that was incredible.
It's lit. Oh my
Amber
goodness.
B like killed.
She
it.
plays rugby. Like, that's like football without pads.
She showed up and she showed out, which is what she needed to do, because she's going up against Amber M. It doesn't need to be like close or anything. You want to show them that you can blow her out, so they'll be scared of you and they won't want to put you back in.
That first hit, it was like Jay almost with Rogan, where she was just like, she didn't know where she was at anymore. And she was just trying to compete and get it done. But this girl was overlapping her
Yeah, it
twice
was just
over.
bad. And then
Pushed her
she
to the
pushed her
at the end.
Oh my god! And TJ was laughing. Meat said he was laughing.
He was like,
or
when he
smiling.
did that bell at the end to say
was
she
ready
won,
to-
he was like, big smile on his face. Rewind the tape. And why not? That was a show.
Gabby said she was humiliated. That was her time to go down there. She was scared.
And it's the thing is, pay attention to the game. They've been doing guys and girls, whatever they did for the guys, they're not going to do for the guys again. They already did a guys hall brawl. So if there's a hall brawl again, it's going to be for the girls.
Yeah. it was
TJ
really
tried.
sad, yeah.
TJ was like, are you sure? Are
Right?
you
He was
really
like,
sure?
We literally put this here for you, Gabby.
For you.
Like, why aren't you coming down here? But Amber B, man, she got her skull.
Amber
from
Beast
her-
now. B
got
stands
her
for
skull
beast.
handed to her from her enemy. That's what I'm talking about. It was a very great week for her, and it was a really bad week for Gabby and Devin.
And how about how my girl Amber, she's the only one who stopped TJ in his tracks and said, hey, don't speak no further. I'm sticking with this man. He's my day one. He's my ride or die. Like, that's her partner. And we was just like,
But she's not loyal, y'all.
who said
Gabby,
it? This was great. We
loved
are
it.
hype. and we're gonna see what happens.
You guys let us know your thoughts. Were you happy that Amber B won? Are you like, Devin, Gabby, what are you doing like we are? What are your thoughts? Next week we see there's a security breach. What do you think's happening? I think maybe a double elimination. Please listen to our song.
And also, if you guys watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette on ABC, I made a video talking about the whole Chris Harrison and Rachel Lindsay feud. Or not feud, but you know, he really he showed his butt in that interview. And people were canceling him for it. And I spoke out about it. So please check that out.
Yes.
Give it a listen. It should be very enlightening and maybe provide some point of view that you didn't expect. We'll see you next week.
Until next week. Love you guys. God bless.
Bye.